Am I becoming a dadgum simp? And what I mean by that is that anytime I see Henry Cavill in the news, I'm just like, ooh, what's he doing? What's he actually going to put his weight behind? Because whether or not you like it, he actually has some clout with the fans because he actually respects the fans. He respects genre fiction, and he is also a gamer himself. So, yes, anything that he's going to do, there has to be some spotlight put onto it, at least in my eyes. And what we have found out is that he is going to be headlining Highlander, of all things. It goes way more into depth with what we're going to talk about today, but this has been announced. We already have a writer, we already have a director, we already have the main star. So let's do it. And here's where everything comes crashing down. Amazon secures Highlander rights and Henry Cavill to star, with Chad Stahelski directing. Chad Stahelski, if you don't know that name right off the top of your head, John Wick movies. That's all you need to know about that. But Amazon, now there were videos that we made where they're trying to buy up the James Bond franchise, which they succeeded in doing. They're trying to buy up a whole bunch of franchises. They're also trying to do a whole lot more. They're basically trying to become a behemoth production company. Where's my damn cursor? In a major move that echoes the franchise's famous line, there can be only one. Amazon, MGM Studios, and United Artists have secured the rights to reboot Highlander, with Henry Cavill right there at the forefront. It's obviously, I mean, it's honestly a great acting choice. I don't see anything wrong with this, especially if they get out of the way. If the studio just stays out of the way and let them make a good Highlander basically reboot. And the reason why I say, like, am I a daggum Henry Cavill simp? Because I fucking hate reboots. They're so annoying and they're never done right. And with Amazon having their name on it, it already makes me a little bit iffy. But some things are actually in place where it could be something that actually turns a profit, and not only turns a profit, but is something good. Final negotiations brought together United Artists and Scott Stuber, who's also done some really good things with Stahelski's own 8711 Entertainment. That's a handful. 8711 Entertainment, which is obviously a distribution company. Michael Finch, who co-wrote John Wick Chapter 4, is handling the screenplay. So you've got a lot of people who have worked together before. And this is promising fans a sharp balance of lore, action, and character-driven storytelling. Now, according to Deadline, which is before this article was written, they had one coming out. This is not going to be on streaming. This is actually going to have a cinematic release. And I think that's a very good decision because let's be honest, the 80s Highlander, it was very campy for the time. I think the soundtrack was done exclusively by Queen. Or am I thinking of Flash Gordon? Or do they do both? Who even knows? But it was very campy. It was very cheesy. However, the story and the fiction that made up that story was intriguing, and you could have so many good things. Now they have tried to use the Highlander name and make a whole bunch of sequels of TV shows and everything like that. It's never really worked out, at least not for me. I wasn't a fan of it. And even the original one with Sean Connery and the guy who plays Raiden, Christopher Lambert, it has a charm to it, but that's about it. And it probably could only have been made in that time. Trying to do the same thing nowadays would not work whatsoever. So they're going to have to actually take the lore seriously. And with Henry Cavill on board, especially with how outspoken he has been on trying to keep things like very in line with the lore of the franchises that he is working on, I think that speaks volumes. And hopefully it turns out the way that we actually want it. Now, he has carved out his reputation as both charismatic action star and a dedicated fan of genre fiction. So he's doing that while he's also doing the Warhammer 40,000. He's already, or should we say 40K? I don't know why they wrote it out that way. And the live action Voltron adaptation suggests the studio might actually be betting on his box office pull and passion for world building. Here's the thing. Henry Cavill actually doesn't have a box office pull, but what he does have is the support and love of the fans. So if they're making a Highlander version, adaptation, film, reboot, whatever you want to, however They want it to be categorized. The fans of that genre, the fans of that IP will show up because Henry Cavill will do it justice. That's a great place to start, Hollywood. I wish you would have listened to us sooner. Okay, so here's where I'm going to differ with this article. And I'm not even saying that the writer of this article is meaning it, that they're just writing it down. Sources close to the project, according to Deadline, claim that Stahelski's vision was the deciding factor in Amazon's pursuit, describing it as a perfect blend of action spectacle, character depth, and hopefully not short shorts. The acquisition also gives Amazon full franchise rights, and that's where I'm just like, whoa, hold your horses there, Nelly. Opening the door for potential spin-offs, series, milk the teat dry. Just suckle on that cockle until the balls are drained, because that's what Amazon's going to do. And that's why I was like, oh, this could be a good idea. Who's helming it? No, not helming the project, but who's basically bankrolling the project? Amazon? Yeah, I don't trust them. I don't trust them with a 10-foot pole. Merchandising, I don't really think there's going to be much more merchandising other than, limited edition stuff. Oh, and to go on, I didn't read down this far. A new start for Amazon. It's understandable that Highlander fans might view Amazon's recent acquisition of the franchise rights with a healthy dose of skepticism. After all, Amazon's track record with major fantasy and action IPs hasn't exactly inspired confidence. I throw my hair tie down. Rings of Power. Enormous budgets. You're not going to get anything back from that. Race swapping, gender swapping, all kinds of characters, making up things out of your asshole, just pulling them out like the tapeworm that Christopher Tolkien is, or was. I don't even know if he's still alive anyway. That's neither there or here. For a franchise like Highlander, though, which already carries a fiercely loyal fan base and a delicate mythology, the idea of Amazon getting involved naturally raises alarms. This is exactly what I'm saying, because the fan base, I think, is actually pretty small. If you want to talk about dedicated fans, it's actually not going to be big. So you are going to have to make it appeal to the bigger audiences while still staying fiercely loyal, shall we say, to that mythology, which is something that Amazon hasn't really been great at doing. However, Jennifer Salke is out, so we don't even have to worry about that bitch. But what we don't know is who exactly is taking over. We've heard some names. We've had some people going on like, okay, this is going to be the head of this production company. This is going to be the head of all film. This is going to be the head of all streaming. Are those people actually going to stay out of the way? This is what I don't know yet. This is not anything that I've been able to find out yet. Like, are they going to stay out of the way of, I mean, they're spending tons of money, but Jeff Bezos has shit tons of money. He can send retards into the atmosphere, barely breaking the atmosphere, and they call it space. And one giant cover song for mankind, even though the bitch that sang it was white and the guy who wrote it was black. Yeah, this is exactly what they do. So I don't have a lot of faith in it. However, the news itself is exciting because there's always that chance it could be good. There's still a chance for optimism. Henry Cavill's still here with us. Anyway, what do you guys think about this? We will let you know more as more comes out. This is Multi from Mouth of Multi. Y'all have a great day. And y'all take care. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. Weird.